This is Driving Solutions, exclusively on CBTNews.com.
Dealers may not realize just how much data is actually coming into their dealerships. Since 2012, automotiveMastermind has been the automotive industry's trusted data and technology provider. So today, we're learning just how they're helping dealers drive more profits to the bottom line. Joining us now is Matt Leone, who's the CEO of automotiveMastermind. Thank you, Matt, for joining us once again on the show.
Hey, thanks, Jim. It's great to be back.
Sure. Last time we talked, however, was the NADA show. I can't believe that it was maybe a half a year ago or so. But, you talked about automotiveMastermind's evolution over the last 12 years and what you're focused on today and in the future to help dealers. To set the stage for our conversation, who is automotiveMastermind today? Because I know that you guys have made some big changes.
Yeah, we certainly have. And, it's been what we call an evolutionary story. We've been investing heavily in our product and our data science, and we've been evolving what used to be defined as a data mining, equity mining segment over the last few years. What used to be simple triggers or events, somebody's lease was coming mature, somebody's loan was coming mature, somebody was over miles, was how we used to do the business 5-6 years ago. And over time, we've had to evolve beyond that because dealerships are looking to increase profits, looking to understand how to make sure they retain those loyal customers and how to conquest out new customers. And so we've been evolving this segment to really get more into that machine learning, artificial intelligence segment so that we can constantly look at new audiences and new triggers that nobody else perhaps is looking at. So if you maybe have known Mastermind as a data mining, equity mining company from years ago, have another look at us because I think you would be impressed with what you see.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And in anticipation of today's conversation with you, I spoke to some of your clients and they echoed the same sentiment that you just shared with us today, that you are a new company addressing the needs of today's dealers and more importantly, today's consumers and how they're shopping and interacting with customers. Talk more about automotiveMastermind and how it's delivering on that promise to dealers. What makes you the best possible partner to help dealers stay successful and profitable in an industry that we both know is constantly changing?
Yeah, and we like to think ourselves a 12-year-old company, but we have 475 masterminds spread around the world right now, and their singular focus is just in helping dealerships sell cars. That's all we do. We don't play in any other space but this space.
Sure.
We have a field services team that are experts to help dealerships with their needs at the dealership. And we have a great product engineering team that are constantly pumping out new innovation. But part of what we're trying to do is convert our platform into a fully integrated platform into a dealership's operations to empower that dealership to be able to look at their data and their insights in different ways they might not used to. It's essentially taking their first-party data, right? The data that sits within the dealership about that consumer and how they bought a car and combining it with third-party data. So do we look at registration data, household data, consumer data, and we say, these are people and insights you need to know about. And so I think one of our differentiators is being able to take that combined data, put that into a simple to use user interface and wrap it around with a field services team. And I think that message is resonating right now. We've had some record growth in the first half of the year, and I want to appreciate all the new dealerships that have come on to Mastermind over the last year or so, but it's been a great ride. I think the message has been really resonating for our dealerships out there, and we're going to continuously pump out new innovation and continuously look for new ways to integrate to new data sources to continuously fuel this evolution change in data equity mining.
Sure. And I know AI plays a big role in this with your company expanding on the machine learning and AI topic. In just about every conversation I'm having with dealership leaders, AI comes up. What's your take on AI and the value it provides to dealers?
Yeah, it's certainly a buzzword and certainly something we hear all the time. And in fact, we've allowed all 475 of our masterminds to get access to an AI environment to be able to start looking at and exploring new ways to use AI in our product. But we like to think that we've been in AI for the last 10 years, right? The biggest form of artificial intelligence is machine learning, a machine that gets smarter and smarter.
Yeah.
Our cohort, our data that we have has been getting smarter and smarter over the last decade. We continuously pump in more of that first party and third party data. Now we have prediction models that are very, very accurate, and we can expand upon those models to be able to look at new audiences that might not have ever been there. But we're now taking it one step further. In our Q3 release here that's coming up this year, we're rolling out a Deal Sheet 360 product along with enhancements to our behavior prediction score. So we're taking our machine learning model and we're enhancing that model to be able to provide new insights into a dealership. That's coming out in Q3. But in terms of artificial intelligence, a lot of people talk about ChatGPT and talk about some of the new AI out there.
Yeah.
And most companies are looking at it from how do I get more productivity? How do I increase my productivity? Whether it's replacing coders or it's helping with help desk. We don't really want to look at it that way. We're looking at how can we improve our product. And one of the things we're rolling out here in Q3 is be able to provide some AI into the insights, to be able to provide a dealership sales rep with, hey, what are my talk tracks around talking to this customer? I know they're in market. Your systems told me they're in market. What are some things I should say or avoid? Those are things and enhancements we'll be able to do. As these are great talk tracks. These are maybe not so good talk tracks. But then we're going to also be able to look at peak time and say, hey, this is when they might be in market and the peak time they're going to be in market. So you have that insights. I'm going to wrap it around with our integration with MarketScan, an acquisition we did recently. We're going to be able to look at how are they likely to transact this deal, show that insights, but then empower the dealership to be able to configure it. How can I convert this? Lease, finance, cash? What are the most likely scenarios here? And then finally be able to kind of wrap that all around with how good of a deal is this? The price, the incentive, the offerings, or anything else I can do to entice this customer to come in. Those are 4 concrete ways that we're looking at artificial intelligence to provide that both combined machine learning with the AI to be able to provide that insights for a dealership to convert more of our demand and leads that we pump in with that intelligence they need to close those deals.
Man, I wish this was around when I had my dealership because you are really bringing this down to a science and helping not just the salesperson and the BDC and everyone else involved, but this really captures exactly what the consumers are looking for too, and how they want to be taken care of to expedite their their visit, whether it be online or in the store, right?
This is a very exciting time to be in the market, and I've been in the software industry for 25 years, and the evolution, the pace of change, and keeping up with that change is something that I think are really proud of our masterminds for. They're all eager to get into this space to help drive new innovation into our dealerships. But we've announced several different integration partners. And there's a lot of cutting edge companies out there that are working with us that see the same vision we are, whether it's Tekion or CarNow or others that we just announced, where an open platform to be able to take advantage of data to convert those into leads, into demand is really where we see the future. And so we've announced a couple of new partnerships recently where we really believe that taking our data and insights and feeding that into the operations of a dealership, whether it's digital retailing or CRM or DMS, is really the future. And we want to be front and center of that data evolution.
Wow, that's fantastic. So tell me, what's on the horizon for the remainder of 2024 and beyond?
Yeah, as we're really looking at continuing our innovation story, right? Data is the heart of what we do. And we're going to continue to be announcing new integrations with new partners. CDPs are a big topic right now, customer data platforms. And we see a lot of dealer groups looking at Mastermind and saying, how can you fuel our CDP strategy? And when we look at the future and we look at where we're heading, data is going to be key. And the fuel, whether it's a data lake or a CDP, is really going to be that predictive insights, the cleaner, enriched data into that CDP strategy so that we can optimize that marketing that's going out or optimize the leads that we do generate, that they are the hyper targeted type leads that you want versus maybe a more broader type strategy. So we're going to continue to invest in our data strategy. We're really going to have probably some really exciting announcements here coming out this year. But we're also innovating on our product. We're going to make our product more mobile, so it's easier for sales reps to use that insights wherever they're at.
Oh, that's great.
We're going to continue to expand our EV strategy and make sure that we're providing, we announced in Q1 here, a new EV driver. So we have a prediction insight there and a lot more enhancements to come around that. But we're full of new exciting things that we're probably going to be leaking out here over the next few months. But our key here is data, and we're going to stay focused on that.
That's fantastic. And this comes at a time that dealers are looking for every possible corner for gross profit and net profit as we see the normalization of the retail automotive environment getting back to pre-COVID levels. And it is changing the industry, the way dealers think about things, especially about the way they think about prospects and expenses and everything that goes into that. So there's only two kinds of dealers that are watching right now, watching us have this conversation. You're either an Automotive Mastermind current client, great, stay aboard, or you're not. The ones that aren't, owe it to yourself and your dealership to check out kind of the new Automotive Mastermind. We like what we see here at CBT News. That's why we wanted to bring on Matt today to talk to us about this. So Matt Leone, thank you so much, CEO of Automotive Mastermind. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Jim. Always a pleasure.
Yep, thanks.
Thanks for watching Driving Solutions, exclusively on CBTNews.com.